Hey everyone, Miss Larson here telling you about the characteristics of life discussion. So, for this discussion, I want you to think about your favorite organism and think about why is that a living thing. So, you can watch this video, but here's what you will do for this discussion. Step 1. Choose a living organism species that is interesting to you. It could be a type of bacteria, a protist, a fungus, a plant, or an animal. Then do some research about that organism. You can use online resources. Step 3, you're going to answer these 10 questions, and you might start your research as you think about each question. So, question 1, what is the name of the organism you chose? Question 2, is your organism unicellular or multicellular? Question 3, does your organism reproduce sexually or asexually? Question 4, what is the genetic code for your organism? Is it DNA or RNA? Number 5, how does your organism grow and develop? In other words, does your organism go through different stages of life? Question 6, is your organism an autotroph or a heterotroph? If it is a heterotroph, what kind of heterotroph is it? Is it an herbivore, omnivore, carnivore, decomposer? Question 7, what is one example of how your organism responds to stimuli in the environment? Question 8, what is one example of how your organism maintains homeostasis or balance? Question 9, as a group, living things can change over time. What do you think is a species that came before your organism? Hint, Google your species and ancestral species. For example, elephant ancestral species brings up woolly mammoths. Question 10, what is the most interesting fact you know about your organism? Need help? You can check out our Characteristics of Life optional or supplemental learning opportunities or email me for help. Or check out this example. Also, note, nobody can choose betta fish for this project since I've already done that as the example. You need to choose something different. So I would have answered those questions by saying, I chose betta fish. Betta fish are multicellular. They reproduce sexually. They have DNA in their cells' nuclei. They start out as fry or baby betta fish, and they're very, very small. They grow to be adults within about 11 weeks, and betta fish can live for 3 to 5 years. Betta fish are heterotrophs. They usually eat worms, insect larvae, and small fish. They're carnivores. Betta fish are often aggressive. One example of a response to a stimulus is when the betta fish flares its gills to look bigger when it sees its own reflection, or when it sees another fish. Betta fish are cold-blooded animals. When they are in the water that is too cold, they slow down their metabolism in order to preserve warmth and energy in their bodies. Betta fish most likely descended from freshwater fish that lived in Africa and southern Asia, and betta fish have a special organ that allows them to breathe air if there is not enough oxygen in the water. So all of those answers I just read would be appropriate answers for those questions, but you need to choose a species other than betta fish and research to find out the answers to these questions about your organism. Thanks for listening.